me ask you a question. What would you do if somebody threatened your livelihood? You know, I would imagine that you would do anything that you could to stop them from threatening your livelihood, because it's going to deal with, you know, you being able to take care of your family, take care of yourself, pay your bills and all of that kind of stuff. Right? And that's in the legal world. You know, you go to court, you try to fight it and try to get injunctions to stop them from being able to do whatever they were trying to do to you. If you had to, you go to the police. But that's not how it works when you are in the criminal world, right? It doesn't work that way at all. It's another reason that I say stay away from this life. You have no way to solve problems that you may encounter unless you are willing to, you know what I'm saying, go force for force. There's no legal remedy in this world. No legal remedy. And that's what this story is about. This story is about this guy that I met in the penitentiary named Trevor, right? Trevor was shaking the spot. I'm talking about he was getting it, getting his money any way that he could, right? And he had a little help. He had a little help. But before I get into it, let me tell you a little bit about Trevor and how he ended up in the penitentiary. You know, Trevor, on the streets, you know, he was a mild-mannered dude, you know what I mean? And he used to drink and drive and do all of these different types of things. And he got into a couple of accidents. Fortunately, it didn't cause anybody, you know what I'm saying, to get hurt. He ran into like a couple of buildings and different structures on the interstate, you know, those railings on the side. Just, he would always get caught. Nobody got hurt but him. You see what I'm saying? Drove his insurance sky high. But in the state that he was in at the time, they started changing the laws. You know, you get 4 or 5 DUIs, you go in the penitentiary. And then that's what happened to him, right? He was in another state before he hit Tennessee. And he ended up in the penitentiary in this particular state. And before you know it, the dope game became his source of revenue, right? And then he got out and he moved to Tennessee. And when he moved to Tennessee, he still thought that, you know, he could come down here and he could shake the spot and do all these things. So he pulled up, you know what I'm saying, in the city, you know, Nashville. He started doing his thing, shaking the spot, getting his money and all this and that. And before you know it, the individuals in that area, they were looking at him like, who are you? What are you doing? And all this and that. But they went on and welcomed him in because he had a major plug. But even if you got a major plug and the people like you and all this and that, the police gonna recognize a new face. And before he even got going really good in Nashville, he catching cases back to back. And he ended up in the penitentiary.